My folks moved in 10 years ago. My mother recently passed away, and this was absolutely when she suffered from dementia, and so when she came in, she actually improved. The social interaction here and going to the dining room every night was very important, and we saw an improvement in her for a period of time, which was wonderful.
You meet a lot of new people, and some very interesting people, and so you make new friends, and the interchange between the people we already knew and the people that we have come to know really has been a very important part of living here. It's a great place to be. We like the setting of the place very much, and it's very convenient to things in the city, downtown. And so I can't imagine how it could be any better.
My dad still attends church and works regularly and still driving, and so it's a safe commute. The garage is great. His access there is good, but I never thought he'd give up driving down to Music Hall to go to a symphony. But he's readily jumping on the bus here, which is a wonderful thing, and he's seen it as such, and I think it is a great ease of use, and it's been portrayed that way to people, and they like it, and so that surprised me a little bit. As I mentioned before, my brother and sister are both out of town. They're calling in. Candidly, the activities are regular enough that, when I call over here, I don't usually get that. I usually get the answering machine, or I send an email because he's busy and doing other things. So, again, that's a very positive thing from a son with a father who's on his own at this point, to know that he's busy and active and staying engaged in things, and so that's very positive.
This afternoon, the new conductor of the symphony and the president of the symphony are going to be here for an hour to talk to residents, and I'm going to go to that. Yeah. It's just all those kind of opportunities that really make the place great. Yeah, I think you could say I'm busy, and that's what I want to be, and I think most of the people here are that way. You see people and they're involved in all kinds of things. There's one group that makes blankets, for example, to distribute to people who need them, and there are other people who are doing studio art kinds of things, and not to mention the fitness part of it. The fitness center here is very well equipped. There's a beautiful swimming pool, and we have classes 3 times a week that draws you in. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't get the exercise. Believe me, that if you're in part of the class, you're going to do, and the person who leads those things is really good. So I can't imagine being any better place. I think one of the important things is all these things I mentioned that you can do are up to you. You don't have to do any of them. You can have privacy in your apartment and solitude, and read books if you want to do those kinds of things, or you can be as involved as you want to be in the activities here.
Yeah, I think in wrestling through some of the struggles with my mother's dementia and eventual passing, we got great support here, and this was the right spot for her to be. I mean, in essence, she was able to live out her life at home and with my father, and from a siblings perspective, and with my brother and sister being out of town, we knew what was going on. We were able to interact. We were able to get the information that we needed when we needed it, and still let Dad make the decisions he needed to make and do the things he needed to do. So it's a very positive situation in a very difficult circumstance, and so I appreciate that very much.
And I think one thing you could add to that would be there are different levels of care, and if we had needed it, it was here. You know, people say to me, I'm not ready to make a move to a place like Deupree, and that is the biggest mistake you can make. It can be really a almost overwhelming task to shrink from a large house, for example, into an apartment, and particularly for people who haven't lived in an apartment before. But the younger you are, the easier it is to cope with that kind of thing, and there is a lot of help available. There is a move-in coordinator at Deupree. She works with people and helps them get those things done that need to be done. And it's just the thing to do, and you actually take full advantage of the opportunity to participate in activities, to be physically active and moving, and I really can't overstate the fact that I think it's not a time to wait. We did not wait, and fortunately we did our shrinking quite a bit earlier, and that made it a little easier, but there's plenty of help available for people to do that. It's just hard for them to make the decision. Don't wait.
He still has the socialization that he really needs, and the care, and the again, that and for him and for us, that peace of mind of good care and you know, I think happiness. You know, that he's well cared for, and I think he's active and happy in the place he's at right now, and so that's been great.